Let's get sweaty.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this very brief, impromptu, God knows what else, Shenmue Dojo News Digest. We have a brand new game from YSNET, but before all that, James, how's it going?
It's going well, thanks, Matt. You
Yeah,
yourself?
not too bad. We're going to dive straight in here. We have a new game from YSNET. This is called Air Twister. It's quite reminds me of Space Harrier looking at it. The trailer's now playing for everybody on the screen.
I
Just
wonder what makes you think that, mate.
Oh yeah, you never know. Just to sort of clarify a couple of things first before we dive into the nitty gritty around this. This isn't linked to the 110 rumours. This is YSNET who have pitched this to Apple directly. It's an Apple arcade exclusive releasing on the 24th of June. So the 110 stuff and what's going on with that and YSNET and these videos, this doesn't dispel any of those rumours or anything of the sort. Doesn't change where we are in that regard. This is completely separate. Does look good. But James, do you want to give us some of the nitty-gritty detail around this new game?
Right, yeah. So coming directly from the Apple Store, this is the description of the game. So navigate the skies and fight invaders in this new endless fantasy shooter from legendary game creator Yu Suzuki. Players take on the role of Princess Arch in the fight against bizarre invaders to save their planet from destruction. You will shoot arrows to trail graceful arcs of light through beautiful and ingenious levels before piercing their foes. With fun and easy touch sensitive drag shooter mechanics, the fate of the planet is in your hands. Enter a fantastical world with an epic soundtrack by composer Valencia, which mixes rock, opera, and classical music. Find something new every time you play through each of the 12 levels. More than 20 different vanguard creatures will hinder your path, and 10 unique bosses await your challenge at the end of the world. Collect stars to boost your princess and unlock new game modes. So there's simple touch controls that make the game fun and easy, or you can connect a controller for the arcade-like experience. Shoot for the lead and compete in the definition. I don't know what that means. And ranking categories with modes from around the world. Okay, so it sounds like there's some sort of ranking system there. So obviously, you're going to compare it to Space Harrier,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it also takes inspiration clearly from games such as Rare's Panzer Dragoon. You've got your lock-on mechanics with the weapons that you can perform by swiping over the enemies on the screen. And in case anyone doesn't know, Apple Arcade is a service for Apple iOS users. It's on a variety of Apple devices. It's a subscription service, which is around $4.99 a month, depending on your location. But yeah, there's already a huge pool of curated iPhone and iPad games within that service as well. So if you haven't got an Apple device, it could be worth trying to pick one of those up in advance of June the 24th, which is when this particular title releases, which again is called Air Twister. And yeah, it seems to be a throwback arcade shooter, Space Harrier style game
Definitely.
from Yu Suzuki, which is exciting. Matt, what did you think of it?
I like it. I like the trailer. Like you say, and we've said, it's very Space Harrier, very Panzer Dragoon with the lock-on system. But I quite like that. It's one of those games I reckon you'd be hacking away at, trying to beat your score, trying to beat a time. Seeing like guys riding swans was a bit of a newbie on me. It's quite funny, but
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see swans.
No.
I suppose they've got to replace something.
Yeah,
Space Harrier and well, I did notice they had the skeleton dragons. Did you notice them as a boss? So those two, I think they're in like the later levels of Space Harrier, aren't they?
and they've got bins beans sort of stuff rocking around,
Yeah.
haven't they, as well? I mean, you can see that it is Space Harrier 2. Yeah, well, it's a successor in all but
Yeah.
name, isn't it? It's a spiritual successor. I really like the look of it. Just sort of going on to the Apple Arcade business, as I understand it, and I think it was Sheep who was talking about it in our chat earlier, was saying that it's exclusive to the subscription service system. So it won't be on Android, for example, and it probably won't be on other gaming subscription services, but it could appear later on like PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, Steam, etc. So if it does pop up on there, make sure you get hold of it. But in the meantime, you have to have an Apple product, access to Apple Arcade to get hold of this. So I might go and pick up a cheap like Apple product on off eBay or somewhere to pick this up and give this game a go, because I think it's exciting to see YSNET do something different away from Shenmue, and going back to the arcade roots. I think it's a wise move from YSNET, and Yu Suzuki's he's the godfather of these arcade games. So I think it looks really, really good, and I'd like to get my hands on it and play it. It looks decent. I'm happy. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think it looks a lot of fun to play. I mean, if you're a fan of Space Harrier, you know, what excited me actually, and you mentioned it there that although it's an Apple exclusive, it could appear on consoles, and it had me thinking like perhaps Yu Suzuki's designing these arcade games now, making a bit of profit from them as well, releasing them on this sort of platform, but has plans to perhaps incorporate them into Shenmue 4 for all we know that they
Yeah.
could be working on, but I don't want to get into the 110 industry stuff, but as we know, there's multiple projects planned with 110 industry, or those are the rumors, and depending on what happens with them, because this game has nothing to do with 110, so
No.
we've still got them to come. So that's still exciting, even though we haven't heard anything for a while now. There's something still there to be announced at some point. But thinking of Shenmue 4, imagine Ryo Azuki going into an arcade in another city, and all these titles. You've got your Air Twister and
Yeah.
whatever else Yu Suzuki could possibly have planned there. I think that would be a cool way of doing it. So you can get the game now and play it, and then in the future it could appear in an arcade in Shenmue 4.
It could.
That was
It
just
could.
an idea I came up with. Yeah,
And the soundtrack, we haven't really talked about this, but before I sort of close it off, the soundtrack it's very Queen inspired. I think
it
I'll
is. In fact,
play it at
I
the
thought it was
end.
a very, yeah, I thought it was very, very close actually to "She's a Killer Queen."
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
almost sounds like that melody and almost those lyrics. Um, so, but it sounds really cool, and I'm not a fan of Queen as such, but I do appreciate Queen's music and some classics and stuff, and you can tell that it's definitely inspired by Queen.
Yeah, definitely. So on that bombshell, as I said, 24th of June, Apple Arcade. It's a subscription service. So it's $4.99 a month in the UK, or $4.99 wherever you are. If you have an Apple device, make sure you get yourselves onto that as soon as possible and give this a go. I'm going to try and get hold of an Apple device because I don't actually own any. James is right in the Apple ecosystem, showing it
There
off
you
right
go.
there. What I am going to do to close this quick digest video off is I'm going to put the trailer full screen with the music for everybody to hear. And James and I will be back with a stream on Saturday for everybody. So take care, everyone. Oh, it's already on there.
There you
Look at
go.
that.
It
Look
is
at
there.
that. It
You
didn't
can
take
press the
very
get
long.
button. Let's just see what that does. Oh, it just says you'll be notified when this game becomes
Okay.
available. So
So
you
there
can
you go.
go do that now. If
You
you've
can
got Apple Arcade,
get your
get
notifications
on
on
there and do
Apple
it.
Arcade and you can get the game. But that's a goodbye from me.
It's pretty cool, isn't
Oh, yeah.
it? Goodbye from me. Yeah.
And
Go
see
check it out, guys.
check out the trailer. It'll be playing very shortly. Take care. Goodbye.